It's time for Toad's Wild Ride, and hopefully Crazy Frog doesn't want to hitch a ride with this one because it looks like we're discriminating against frogs. If we've got 3 facts for Sons of Anarchy Season 5, Episode 7, and listen to this for a fact. This is a belter of a fact, by the way. Last Sam Crow murder of Clay. Greg the Peg is the last guy wearing a cut that Clay killed, wearing a cut.
Man, I wouldn't have thought that.
Now, obviously, he does commit a few more murders, but in terms of a guy that's actually patched into the club, this is the last guy. Thoughts on that?
Well, he almost gets Frankie Diamonds.
Yeah, he almost gets Frankie.
You know what? I actually can't even think of another Clay kill. Be interesting.
When he was in jail, I can think of a few. Kills the shot caller. Season 6.
Interesting.
And then there were 2 facts. Last appearance of Gogo and last appearance of Greg the Peg. So yeah, not a lot to the imagination there, but at the end of the day, that's what's going on.
Is it fair to say that Greg the Peg and Gogo will be ranking down the bottom when it comes to ranking all SOA members?
We've done it before.
But I know, but
we'll
obviously
we'll
have to revisit it and do it
because
again.
obviously with the Mayans, you know, you've got other stuff to factor in there. All-time list. Where does Happy go these days? What about Tig's one-off appearance in Chibs? What about Montez? Does Montez get bumped up?
I don't think I'll really be factoring much of that shit.
I think Montez deserves a bump up for Mayans. I thought he was pretty good in Mayans.
Aye, for the fucking 5 minutes that he lasted.
Very true.
Anyway, let's go.
Here, hermano.
What's the next fact?
Well, that's them all done. I've read them all out.
Did you?
I've read 3 facts.
I only heard 2.
Last appearance of Gogo and last appearance of Greg the Peg, then the Clay fact.
Well, hold on here.
What?
You said the last appearance of Greg and Gogo? As if it was one fact?
I will, may as well be.
Well, give us another one then.
Last appearance of Charles Turner. Black guy, Jack's killed. Anyway, let's move on. Jackson Bobby are riding. I'm a passenger. Clay's in.
I still no idea who Charles Turner is.
The black guy who shot at them. The other black guy. The end of the episode.
I didn't think they killed him.
No, they killed one of them. They didn't kill the other one. The other guy got away. Anyway, Jackson Bobby are riding. Clay's bad-mouthing the Nomads. They're basically... It's a back and forth between them. I thought that's a pretty good line for Clay. He says, these attacks are supposed to put pressure on Jax, not a homicide investigation on me. I like that.
Aye, Clay. Loved it.
That was a fucking great line. And they're like, what are we going to do? Then he speaks about Unser, and then they're like, oh, what's that old cop? And then Clay points out, we've got to stay away, we've got to lay low, you guys got to get out of here. I think leaving town is a bad look.
Aye. Also, it's a bad look is not covering up your fucking neck.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Go-Go's a fud. You cannot cover up your neck here.
Aye, I mean, it's moronic. I don't care how warm it is. Fucking deal with it.
I know. Honestly, like, come on. Makes no sense for him not to cover up his neck.
Ah, yeah, just...
Like, is that not the first thing Clay should fucking say? I mean, and Clay spotted it last episode, by the way, so we can't try and spin it though, we don't know. You see it here? This big, massive scratch on his neck, man. It's an absolute disaster. Talking of disaster, Gemma wakes up next to her one-night stand. She goes to the toilet, and then what happens? He steals the car. Gemma's sleeping around. The guy steals the car. I mean, honestly, this episode didn't do anything for me.
No, I don't like Gemma's story arc in Season 5.
I get it, going off the rails. I mean, they're not focusing a hell of a lot on it where it's like ruining the show, but essentially they get the car back. Jax beats him up at the side of the road.
I would actually go as far as saying without Clay leading the club, I don't think Gemma was really necessary. Like, I know she still plays an important part and stuff, but it just doesn't really feel the same. I felt like she was dictating things more when Clay was the president and she was with Clay.
Maybe that, I think.
See, once she splits,
I think you can automatically see already that Tara is way more to the club these days than Gemma.
Yeah,
she's stepped up to that task, so to speak. But to wrap this up, they give the guy a beat, and you get another chase scene with the guy in the BM. He's like, "Is that us even?" Nero's like, "No, we ain't." What's Nero going to do about it? Well, at the end of the episode, he batters the guy to a pulp,
and then he says we're even.
No, yeah. So anyway, no rap battle of the day for him. But what we got here, we've got Bobby and Jax. They pay a visit to Unser's trucking, his wee shack, his wee camper fan, his wee caravan. And it's the most police work he's ever done for me. You've got this bulletin board where he's got...
I like the bulletin board. I would like to see more of it.
Well, we'll see another bulletin board in Season 7.
Pretty much everyone's on it. Sam Crow.
Yep.
Niners.
Pope. Mayan.
Yellow. Brown.
Mayans. The only name missing was himself.
Fucking hell. Hale.
Probably had Charming PD written over it or something. Hale Jr. But, I mean, this was a good scene. Jax is like, well, who's doing it? Why us? And then he's like, if it is us, it's not coming from the head of the table. As soon as he says that, right, Jax must put two and two. It must be the Nomads.
Aye.
Like, why would like Happy and Juice do it?
Because Jax opens up to, well, you know what? It might be us, but I'm not the one pulling the strings.
Yeah, Unser says, well, who's new? And Jax is like the Nomads, and then he's like, who would
What
like
about Filthy Phil?
who wants to stir up shit? And then Jack's like, who does it for him? Nomads, they're new. Oh yeah, brother.
What about Filthy Phil?
Could Filthy Phil be a part of it? Potentially. But he's not.
Phil in.
Not enough mixing bowls when Jax is president and Clay's president. You get all the mixing bowls in the world, buddy.
The ghost of Kozik.
The ghost of Kozik could get this, but Bobby points out that we've got to have some hard evidence before we start putting brothers in the mix. Do you agree with that?
Aye.
Does he not want to follow Clay's procedure in Belfast where, here, McGee, you're not really a rat, but you know, so fuck you, off the roof.
Every time I think of McGee, I just think he was done dirty.
He was done dirty.
I mean,
Chief McGee, brother.
At the most, I think he maybe should have got stripped of his patch.
Yeah.
Who was Clay to take it upon himself to push McGee off a roof?
I know he get shafted, didn't he?
I mean, I can accept it with McGee's Liam O'Neill.
Son of an Orangeman, Jackson.
I can accept it with him.
Central Station, brother.
I don't know. I mean, I don't really think what Thingy done was
all that bad.
Huh?
But essentially, what happens here? We got a bit of a pressure game getting played. Jax visits Frankie Diamonds, who's packing up his custom bike. Jax is like, we're getting real close to behind these Nomads attacks, and I want a full table for the vote.
Nomad attacks?
Aye. Well, he doesn't say that, but you know what I mean. These attacks, the fucking home invasions, right? Jax basically tells Frankie, I know it's you, and you're going to get fucking caught out, son. Ain't that right?
Don't be going anywhere.
Don't be going anywhere, big man.
Frankie's like, yeah, whatever you need, I'll stay close.
But Frankie knows he's on to him. I don't think this is a smart move for Jax.
Aye, revealing his hand.
It's like Unser last episode with Clay in the hospital. Like, I know it's you, but I don't know it's you. So we're talking of not smart moves. Unser shows up at the Nomad's house. Then you've got Go-Go. Comes out wearing a vest. The cuts are on display. It's like, what are you doing?
He's like, oh, my girlfriend likes it rough. And Unser's just not going to buy that shit.
No.
In season 3, 2, or 1, when he's under the club's thumb, he would have bought it.
I'd have bought it.
At this point, nah. At this point, Unser is going to see right through that. And I wonder if Unser was trying to prompt the Nomads into some sort of attack. I think he was trying to draw them out by making it obvious.
Maybe.
By confronting Clay and basically telling Clay that he knew it was him.
It was in the yard, like, of the house, but what's stopping this Go-Go guy just fucking whipping out a gun here and dropping him? No, in all seriousness. He's on to him. It makes sense why Frankie's not going to drop Jax at TM.
Aye, well, no shit.
But for Unser not to get dropped here, this is a mighty accusation. Brother, Jackson, crazy.
Maybe he didn't feel like he could just fucking shoot somebody in broad daylight, though.
Yeah, Tara is in, like, getting some photos for, what's his name, Otto. Clay walks in. He's like, yeah, we know I'm living on borrowed time. She's like, you're not on borrowed time. You're already dead. Meanwhile, Juice is creeping in the corridor. She looks at her like, oh, you heard that. And then Juice walks in. He's like, what did you do to her? Clay says, same thing I always do. What does Clay always do?
Fuck things up.
Fuck things up, kill people, hurt people, all the good stuff. Juice then tells him Greg the Peg called and he's looking at him. So Clay walks outside. Greg the Peg shows up. He's like, they're talking about killing Unser. Clay's like, yep, he's got to go. And at this point, do we think Clay is going to sell Unser down the river? Or what do we think? I think at this point, yeah. But let's not pretend, right, that Clay is a massive advocate to keep Unser alive. It's simply thinking he realises at this point, Jax is onto the Nomads. It's easier to get rid of all the Nomads than just to kill Unser and protect the secret.
True, but we never really look at it from a point of view where we can argue the Nomads are corrupt. We can argue they're shady. We can argue they're only new, therefore they're not like, long time original members of like Sam Crow. But he's still basically given up 3 guys that are part of SOA. He's still killing another 3. We never really talk about Clay killing the Nomads because the Nomads are dirty, but I mean the guy killed JT, the guy killed Piney. This is another member.
Yeah, like Clay's manipulated these guys into working for him.
Yeah, I mean, we can argue they're shady, but I mean they're just following Clay's direction. But I don't think anybody really talks about Clay setting the Nomads up and killing one of them, and obviously setting one up to get killed by Piney, then trying to kill the other one. No one really talks about this as if Clay killing more club members. But essentially, that's what it is.
Well, yeah, he only kills one of them out of the three, but he got the other two killed.
Well, he was intending to take all three down.
No, he was, aye. Shotgun to the chest, all that good stuff.
Just because others beat him to the other two, I mean, didn't mean that he wasn't going to kill them.
Gemma gets her car back, then Jax tells... I thought it was a pretty weird scene where Jax is like, when Thomas died, I knew I'd have you all to myself. What, is this fucking incestuous shit going on?
I think what he meant was his mother's a loving person, she's got a big heart, and
when John and Thomas died, even though I think her heart was more on Clay at that point, why couldn't Gemma and Clay have a kid?
I think what Jax means is she's got a big heart, and therefore he felt like that for her heart to just like consume him as one person is like way too much.
Do you think in the sequel there could be potential for like a bastard Clay child to appear and cause havoc, or is that done?
I mean, you say sequels if we're definitely getting
well,
one.
if we get it. Would you rather that? Would you like that? Even though he'd have like... But then it'd be different if he was at the table and we knew him already, like with some random guy.
Claiming to be Clay models. That doesn't really do anything.
Gareth Bale could do it, couldn't he? He looks like a...
I mean, I know this is completely off topic, but if we look at Resident Evil, I mean, they introduced, Resident Evil 6, you've got Jake, and he's supposedly Wesker's son.
It just feels dead.
Did that mean you felt like Jake was a great character? No, it was just some guy claiming to be related to Wesker. I mean, it's alright saying Clay could have a son, but we haven't really seen him have any interaction with Clay. We haven't seen him have any interaction with Jax. All he's going to do is have the second name Morrow. Maybe not even that, to be honest.
He's a bastard, he won't have it.
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, I don't know.
Anyway, Juice drops Clay off at Unser's trailer. Clay comes in, gives him the whole sob story. Unser whips out the shotgun. He's like, I guess I earned it. Sorry. Then they sit down. Essentially, Clay's like, you were a good cop, Unser. I was going to bring back Charming PD, but yeah. And then what happens? The Nomads burst in, but it's only two of the Nomads. Unser drops the big man, Go-Go, while Clay kills Greg the Peg.
Do you think it's mental in America, like in these situations where someone can bust in and you don't even confront them or talk to them or try and negotiate? They just come in with a gun and you're like, right, well, it's either you or me and you have to shoot them.
Yeah, but I mean,
Nomads could have been coming in to ask Unser for directions or something.
With balaclavas on and fucking shotguns.
No, well, maybe not.
Shotguns. But yeah, they kill them. Clay's like, well, why's he got a shotgun hole in his chest and a 9mm? And he's like, because he kept coming at me. He shoots him with a shotgun. Clay then leaves. Unser and Gemma smoke some pot after this. They have the whole confrontation at the clubhouse, but why would the Nomads do this? And Jack's like, because, Frankie and... But this is a problem. Jax knows it's Clay. He deep down knows it's Clay, but they can't tell the rest of the club it's Clay.
Yeah. I mean, even Clay's excuse saying that he knew about it, he was on to them, that still doesn't really give Clay a reason to kill them, does it? I mean, is that
for the same reason it doesn't give Jax the go-ahead to kill them either?
Yeah, is that not a club decision?
Yeah.
Has Clay not just murdered... I know you could say, I'm trying to save Unser. And technically he's just left, so he's not taking any...
But does Sam Crow not think, who do we patched into? Guys couldn't even protect down Unser.
I know he's not taking any responsibility for it, and Unser's taking full responsibility of killing these two Nomads, but I don't know, even like Unser, how come he's not turned around and said, Clay, how you just killed a member there?
No, yeah, literally, but no one even bothers their arse asking that. But Gemma's then asked by Tara to babysit. But what happens? She's high. Should she say yes? Should she say no? Should he put up for a poll? What do you think she should have said?
Should have said no, but obviously she hadn't seen them in a while. She was desperate to get a chance with them, and she fucking blew that chance by driving off the embankment into a tree.
But see, right, she trusts someone like... I think at this point Gemma trusts Juice. Or like other members of the club. Why not say, here, can you not drive me to my house here? I'm stoned, I'm not going to take the risk.
True. But
that's not Gemma though, that's fucking weak, isn't it?
Yeah, and then what if Juice reverts that information back to Jax?
Well, it would have been better than what happened.
No, true.
But yeah, she's driving home. Is something going to happen here? I'm not too sure. Just then drops by his Clay. He asks him, did you kill Greg and Go-Go? He's like, yeah, they're working for someone else. It wasn't me. Just says, why don't you tell the club? But then bikes pull up and Clay's like, Somebody already knows. And then Jax walks in, Chibs and Juice go outside to, I don't know, play on the swings or something. And I like this scene because it's like Jax against Clay. I thought the shot of the AK and the gun was very good. What did you make of that?
Yeah.
Where it shows you like Clay's point of view. He's with the AK, Jax has got the Glock. It's like one of them could pick up the gun and drop the other one. Jax smiles it all away, though. He's good at hiding it. He's like, alright then, we'll find Frankie.
And we'll get to the bottom of this.
Let Sam Crow decide who lives and who dies. Clay's like, fair enough. Is it fair enough, though? Is Clay going to let that happen?
No.
Not a fucking chance is he going to let that happen. Then we get the end of music. The music's blasting. Gemma tucks Abel in. They're all going home. Tig has got Tara at the cabin. But then what happens? Chibs and Jax get attacked by a couple of gangbangers. A couple of black guys. Charles Turner starts spraying Chibs. I mean, these two do swanton bombs off their bikes. Bobby's incapable of doing that. So, yeah, swanton bombs. Chibs then distracts one of them. Jax shoots one of them, kills Charles Turner. The other guy drives off. While this is all going down, Gemma gets woozy because she's high, drugged out her tits, falls off the road because there's a semi-truck heading towards her. Could have killed her like JT. Then we get to the bottom. There's a tree right through the car. Abel is bleeding. Is he going to die? Not too sure is the reason. But no, the thing is about this, right? I just don't think kids are important characters. Like, yes, they're important, two important characters, and I'm not saying losing, like, your 5-year-olds. But obviously, with Abel being kidnapped in Belfast, it felt a bit bigger, but do you not think this scene just doesn't have much weight behind it because it's like, it's just kids?
Yeah, I mean, they're important to Jax, obviously.
Like, if this is a couple of club members in a car and there's blood everywhere, you go like, oh, fuck, who died? You know, I've always felt that way.
Yeah, I don't think they really offer much.
Especially, like, infant kids.
Aye.
Not like, you know, teenage kids. Which may sound out of context, but you get where I'm coming from with that. But anyway, I'm going to give this episode, that's how I end it, guys. I'm going to give this episode another 7 out of 10. I think season 5, it's very average in a sense, but I still think there's nothing awful.
I mean, I wouldn't say average. I mean, 7 out of 10 is no average.
Yeah, for Sons, it's average.
Alright, Trev, Sean. I'm also going to give it a 7 out of 10. It was a good episode, but not great.
MVP we're given to Unsur, and the quote, there can only be one quote, and it was, Jackie boy, this place is fantastic.
And I think you know who said that, guys. It was Chibs.
Mr. Chibs. I mean, that could be quote of the fucking show.
Could be. Jackie boy, this place is fantastic.
This episode, though, was no bad. So until then, guys, 7 out of 10. Peace.